Hello and welcome to Three Dudes and a Lady. Join us for a little motivation, a little inspiration, and a way to start your day. I'm Mike Jones from Virginia, and my gratitude this morning is for the first day in probably 8 days we will get above freezing. Some of the stuff out in the beautiful ice will melt.
Good morning, folks. On this early February, my name is Earl Rule. I am from Raleigh, North Carolina, and my gratitude for today is just having a nice sunshiny day to start off our day. Get a little melting going on, and we get going.
Good morning. My name's Jay Anderson. I'm from West Virginia, the beautiful, wild, wonderful state of West Virginia. My gratitude for the day is my family. I feel very blessed that my family is a pretty close-knit family. Not to say we don't ever have problems or anything like that, but at the end of the day, we still pile up in a teepee and call ourselves a family. And I'm grateful for that.
Love that, Jay. I'm Christine Wright, hailing out of the great state of Florida. Today, my gratitude is for water. You don't realize how much you need water or how much we use water until you don't have it. So we're having issues with our well right now, so no water. Today, Jay was speaking of stretching ourselves, right? And he's not just talking about hamstrings and quads, right? When we're in competition, a lot he brought up a runner, and when she was competing against the same people, so she wasn't really growing herself, she wasn't becoming any faster. She was competing against the same people over and over again. So we need to reach beyond our comfort zone, right? Self-expansion. Humans have an innate drive to grow ourselves, right? We thrive when we expand what we can do and who we are. Once things start to feel easy, we need to dial it up a notch. We definitely do. Sometimes we feel complacent in that. And he was talking about there's no like magic formula on how much we should stretch, but he did say there's like a 15% rule, like 15% of your stuff throughout your day or week should be challenging, right? The rest of it should be easier for us. So otherwise, we're going to get burnout and frustrated and angry because we're not reaching the next level, right? But we need to push ourselves in a way that's going to improve our mental stability. In complacency, it does not lead to where we want to go, right? Like we want to learn and grow and thrive. And I am a huge learner. Like I love learning. It's part of every one of my days, right? It's just part of it. I learn. I try to engulf as much as I can of information. Mike always tells me that if it was up to me, we would be broke based off of like buying stuff to learn, because that's what I like to do. So he's got to keep me in check sometimes. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts, comments?
I think learning more every day keeps our mind in check, but it also strengthens ourselves. And I'm not afraid to learn more things. I'm still learning at my age. Just I keep pushing to broaden my knowledge, but also enables me to help more people.
For sure. Yeah. Jay,
I think
Mike?
the 15% stretching yourself, sometimes I think we got to be careful not mix in uh what we would consider just life on a daily basis, okay? Because if that we're liable to say I'm already at 20%, and yet we never push our own self because reality is you still have to deal with daily life. And daily life can stretch you within its own context. I think what Jay's suggestion and this professor from Columbia's what he was trying to suggest on the 15-85% rule was the 15%. Are we stretching ourselves? Are we getting ourselves out of the comfort zone? Not being forced because of daily life, but are we stretching ourselves? Are we taking the challenge? And honestly, for me, that can be hit and miss. And
Mhm.
if you do not focus and do not bring this to the forethought of your mind, it can be very hit and miss. Uh, let's face it, comfortable feels good. It feels natural. Okay. I'm assuming humans like the feeling of natural. Okay. But to push yourself, I feel for me personally, and I'm speaking off of the whim here because I don't know that I've put a lot of thought into this, but I feel like I feel like I can tell when I really need to push myself. I feel like there's something built in, an alarm system that's built in me. There's a mechanism somewhere that says, Jay, let's get busy. Let's get uncomfortable here. Let's push. I feel like my body tells me that now, or my mind, I guess. Now, having said that, does that mean I'm following the 15%, 85% rule? Probably not. It's not on a daily basis. I mean, if I'm being honest with myself, it's not. Uh, you three might push yourself 15% on a daily basis. You know, we have always heard if you could just do 1% better on a daily basis, 1% better, and then through the course of a year, we've really done something. We've heard that statement. So the 1585 rule is kind of new to me, and it's interesting. And it made me think, maybe I don't push myself. I'd like to say that I would, but if I do that, that's liable to be just lip service, and I'm not about that.
I think, Jay, sometimes it's better said than done when we push ourselves on the 1585 rule because we have to ask ourselves, what is it that we want in life and how hard are we willing to push it? In other words, do we have the discipline to push ourselves each and every day, despite the fact that we stay in our comfort zone, but we still need to get out of our comfort zone to get where we need to be? Because as we go through daily life, and let's just face it, everyone, life happens. Things happen in life. But are we going to stay on that path despite the fact that things happen in life and stay on that path to what it is that we want? If you're hungry enough and you have that mindset that I'm going to get there, you're going to find a way to make it happen, even if if it takes time off your schedule or if I don't want to say if it hurts. I think that's not the proper analogy, but to have that right mindset to push yourselves each and every day to what goal you have or whatever it is that you're doing.
Right. And I think complacency, it almost is like you're waiting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in this waiting period. You guys, like when
Mm-hmm.
our business was struggling, Mike and I both felt like we were complacent, we were stagnant, we were like waiting. It was almost like we were in this waiting game, and neither one of us do well in that kind of environment. Like it was a struggle. Like in 2024, I think it was 2024. That was a
It's a
hard
mental
year.
game at that.
Yeah, a huge mental game because all of a sudden you're beating yourself up because
Yeah, your
you're all
mindset's not in a good
yes.
place. Right.
No, it's not. And when both so for all the ones that out there that are married or have an accountability partner or somebody, some type of partner that they're doing life with, right? When you're out there and you're both in that mode, it's not a good environment. It's not a good environment for yourself, your family, nobody. No, it's not. Because a lot of times with the waiting, it's almost like we're disgruntled. We're almost like trying to find something. I don't know how to explain it, but it was a bad couple of months for us. Like both, and then we realized what was going on. And we were like, oh, something's got to change, right? We got to
But
figure something out.
and Christine, I think one of the keywords is creativity. How can
Mhm.
we be creative in ourselves to be better? What it is now? I've only sold cars once. I had a 2 week job where I was selling cars. I'm not gonna lie. I did sell one vehicle. In fact,
What?
yeah, I did. I did. I
Takes
sold
a
cars
special person. It takes a
for
special
two
person.
for 2 weeks. I mean, it takes a special person, but the person I was working for, he was one tough cookie. I mean, and it was done
There
his
are.
way or the highway. but
Sound familiar? Yes.
right, but it was a learning experience. It was a learning experience, and we're dating back to, oh, good Lord. I want to say it was 2016 maybe back then when I had that because I applied for the job and I said to myself, well, it doesn't hurt to try, and made a couple of friends, sold one vehicle, and but the guy he was just so hard to work for. But the thing is, being creative within yourself to get us what you want to be. And now us all four of us here, if you didn't know that we are in the life in, life insurance business, we're all entrepreneurs. We find ways of being creative in ourselves. If we find ourselves stuck in that waiting period, how can I be better every day? What can I do to be better to be the person that I need to be?
Like, what do you got? We haven't heard from you yet.
Um, okay, so four of us, I think, Christine, you are the one who's more likely to do the 15%. But it's because you have developed habits to do it.
Yes, for sure.
You made it part of your daily routine. I like to say I'll read every day, but in reality, do I? Yeah. But also, complacency can become very comfortable until it's not. And when it's not, you have
You're forced.
you're forced, right? I
Yeah.
think sometimes we go through this cycle, complacency,
Yeah, because we
uh,
already stretched
activity,
ourselves, right?
increased activity, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think a lot of times too, we're trying to find that one superstar to bring into our business that's going to spark, and we have to be the spark, not somebody who's brand new or
Right.
whatever.
No, new blood will help bring the spark about, but we gotta carry that spark and momentum,
Right.
right? And
So
oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
I could be way, way off base here, but I'm going to throw this out because you just made me, you sparked something in me. Christine might be more apt to do the 15% than the other three of us on here, which I do agree. One thing, and it goes back to two things here. There's two things that I see that's very relevant to this conversation. One is, and we've been taught and told this so many times, defining your why. Defining your why and understanding that it is allows you to start pushing towards that 15% because your why is and it's always changing. It always has to be tweaked, but your why really is an end game. It's a goal. Okay. So, Christine, you're very strong with defining your why. You really put thought and time and effort into what your I is, or what your why is. Um, and I think there's another component that helps you probably more than you realize, Christine, but you still have kids. And I think a lot of times with having children in the house, you're always displaying the forward thinking for them to learn. You're always making suggestions for them to see things. And then the reality is that's bringing the forefront in your mind. The three of us might not as much. I mean, but, when we see Mike, when you and I see our grandkids, we love to challenge them in little, mind games to see where they are. One, because it's fun for us. We're hoping that the grandkids learn something in the process, but we're over here having fun. Christine, you're having to apply real life situations because teenagers and early adults within your household. So I just feel like there's something there that helps you get to that 15% faster than the three of us. Now, I'm not saying the three of us are sloths, okay? I'm not saying that. But I think when you're trying to be a teacher to your children, you're working that 15%, maybe indirectly, don't know. However, it's there. So I think you got a double whammy going on, and that whammy's a daggone good whammy to have.
And Jay, I love, okay, so I agree. Like, I definitely agree when you have little people in your house, you're gonna act differently. You want to portray a different image, right? Like, you guys, I was not a reader. 10 years ago, if you would ask me if I read a book, no, it took me a year to read a book, right? A year, a whole year. And I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm talking about just a regular 100-page book, right? It's because
Yeah.
that wasn't part of that wasn't part of who I was as an identity. That wasn't the person I was. It just wasn't me, right? And I built, like Mike said, I built that habit into my routine of becoming a reader, right? And, now if I don't read, it's like it throws my day off, like it completely. If I don't read, if I don't do my morning routine, my day is like thrown off completely. But Jay, like back to your point about the kids being in the house, right? Like, who wants their kids to see them being complacent? Well, no one, right? Like, we want to show the best version of ourselves to our kids. And when they're in your household, it's a lot harder to be complacent because you have other people that you're caring for. Now, I'm not saying that if you have grandkids or don't have kids at all, or, that doesn't exist in your world, that you should be complacent or not learning because you're doing it for yourself at the end of the day. I mean, kids definitely push us to be better humans, but at the end of the day, it's all for us anyway, right? Like, I have definitely built learning into my daily routine, right? It's part of my day. I want to learn something, right? And I urge anybody on here, you guys included, and any of our listeners, if you're not learning AI, learn it. You're going to get left behind. AI is not leaving anytime soon. It's not.
No, no.
It's here for the
100%.
long haul. So we have to learn and be engulfed in that area, right? Like, now kids don't even, I mean, somebody could graduate high school or maybe not even graduate high school and become a prompt engineer and make 300,000 a year, right? Like, that's out there now. Whereas, are they going to be able to go and get a degree in, I don't know, I'm just trying to throw something out there, administration, right? Those jobs are going to be gone. Not yet. They're not going to transition out yet, but eventually those jobs will be gone. And those people that went to college for that degree is not going to be able to have a job, right? Because it's going to be taken over by AI. Because guess what? If multi-million-dollar companies can run their business off of AI instead of paying 100 staff members, what do you think they're going to do? If we're talking about the bottom line of a business, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to go with AI, right?
To have
Mhm.
to.
Yeah,
It, it,
because otherwise they're going to get left behind.
it's the same concept as what we witnessed when COVID hit. It was it was one of the most noticeable changes that we saw within business when COVID hit.
Yeah,
Brick and mortars started falling out before COVID hit. Brick and mortars were not stores were not competing against the internet, the online buying and shopping. And for those that didn't, they started closing doors. And when COVID hit, boom, everybody saw that. It's
yeah.
not like one person said, "Ooh, there's an issue here." Everyone saw it. But AI is coming with that vengeance. It's coming with it. If anything, the vengeance is faster than what the brick and mortars could handle. They slowly were able to. Some could adapt, some couldn't. So it interesting, very interesting.
And you guys, I want to, like, Mike and I, we were getting ready to sign a lease for a building, right, for an office space for the insurance business because we were like, man, we could just have an office space that might make us, like, because working from home is amazing, but at the same time, sometimes there's distractions, especially when you have little ones in the house, right? So we thought if we had this office space, and we started looking in January of 2020. And we were going to sign the lease on this office space. And I just happened to get sick. So we didn't get to sign it. In March of 2020, I was hospitalized for a week and a half. And we were supposed to sign the lease during that week and a half when I was hospitalized. And you know what happened? COVID happened. So I don't know if that was God's way of telling us like not to do a lease, because then, after I got sick, it was like, okay, we're going to put this on the back burner for right now. And I'm thankful we did, because we would have been in a year's lease of having an office space that Mike and I could have used it, but we couldn't have trained there. So things happen for a reason.
That they do, they do. But here's another important piece of the puzzle. I feel like let's go back and talk about learning for a second. Okay, I suspect that there's a large number of people who are scared to learn. Okay, or afraid to learn. They don't realize it, but they're scared to engage in learning because maybe they didn't have a good educational background coming through their school system, whatever the reason may be. It's never too late to try to start learning. The kicker is, and I say this, and I really suspect this. I suspect that if it is that you are one of those people that are scared to learn, once you start learning, particularly as an adult, there's no shame at the learning game when you're older because there's no one there to judge you. The only judge is yourself. And I think that once you realize, oh, I'm really enjoying this. Wait a second, I want to do this more. There's no harm in learning. Wow, this is kind of cool information. Let's keep rolling with this. Oh, wow. You mean we can hold ourselves accountable? Oh, cool. Is that what our emotions mean? And then all of a sudden, it's like a drug. It's freaking addictive. You get into it and you just want to know more and more. And you get on whatever platforms like this and you start stretching. Listen, whether we realize it or not, that this platform stretches us. Every single day, we're sitting there stretching, trying to figure out what Jay Shetty just said and what do we see out of it? What was the value to us? Or better yet, skip value. What was the lesson for us on this?
Right.
And I think that, look, part of this 15%, we'll call it 3. I don't know. I just want to throw a number. We'll use 3% is on this platform.
Hey, Jay, I just want to put this out there real quick. When you talk about fear of learning for, especially for young adults, a lot of times they can stem from the family, from the parents,
Yeah.
what they put in their heads at home. They come from these, maybe they were barely working, some blue collar parents. It wasn't in their DNA to learn more. They were just stuck on this everyday 7 to 3 job and just no future. But the kids, something sparks them, says maybe I want to learn more. The parents put stuff into their heads, say, you know what, this is not for you. This is what you should be doing. And the kids have a different opinion about it. And I'm telling this to all the young adults. When I say young adults, those either in high school or after high school, don't be afraid to chase your passion. If you see something that really gets you or interests you, don't be afraid to do it because you don't know what's on the other side of that fence once you make that move. A lot of people have that fear because they're afraid of failure. You should not be afraid of failure. That's the thing. So
Spot on. Yeah.
yes. So don't be afraid to take that chance, and because you don't know what it brings to your future. Mike Jones, you got anything?
Some of that comes from the parents being afraid that their kids are going to get better than them, right? Most,
Exactly. Boom.
and I'm thinking
Boom.
about, I grew up in a farm community. Some people didn't leave the farm, and those who did leave were looked at like, oh, they must think they're better than us or whatever. But I also think as far as learning, once you realize learning isn't going necessarily reading, it isn't necessarily going to class, it's video, it's podcasts, it's watching people do something. You could probably put a card together today if you were patient enough to watch all of the YouTube videos.
Well, that's
And,
the thing. We now have resources that
Right.
we can set in and we don't feel like we're in a desk and we're confined by rules and we're forced to have to listen. Okay. But that being school, now we have the resources that allow the knowledge and learn. And I suspect some of the people who don't care for learning don't even realize that they're learning when they watch YouTube videos half the day. They're already
Right.
learning. They just don't have that mindset that they've learned something.
And
and,
I've
and
seen
it's,
it. Don't get so deep into this that you're not aware of what's going on around you too.
and a lot of the kids, when they hear that they think that you need a 4-year degree on something that you don't even know if it's going to work out. And sometimes when you get out of high school and you get yourself, you find your passion right away. Just stick with it. I mean, you're learning as you go on. Uh, and sometimes you change careers, and all of a sudden, boom, the light bulb hits you, and like you find something that you stick with it, and next thing you know, you're making more money than you were if you just got out of high school. And sometimes the parents look at this because some parents that they don't want you to be better than them. I mean, I come from a
Oh,
family
that's
like
that's
that,
a fact.
and I come from a family like that. My father was a blue collar person,
Yeah.
working for the city. I want to say that I don't want to say I come from a poor family, but my mother was one of 9 kids, and I don't think any of them went to college, or if they did, it was just a 2-year thing. We were all out there working, and for me, learning in the career that I'm happy to be blessed in learning something new every day because I get to share that with the people that I'm around with. So,
You want to hear a crazy statement?
yes.
Okay, here it goes. I am a firm believer in a college education. I'm a
Yeah,
firm believer. Okay, I'm gonna make this comment. All right. Here's my next comment. College is not for everyone.
true. Boom.
So the thing of it is even though I promote it and I believe in it, it's not for everyone. That's one thing that I would love to see is the trade schools really pick up pace and really market themselves because there's a huge need for this. And
Oh yeah.
I, you know,
And there will be as we go, right? Because AI is going to take over all the other stuff, but
that's
we're still going to need trades.
we're still going to need it. We're still, and we still need coders. We still need people to code to understand how to better AI. It's not like AI is just going to take that over, but we still need that. Human interaction still has to take place. It's up to us as humans to make sure that we make that last. We have to be relevant enough to make that last. So hey, folks,
That's the first
it's
skill we should learn, how to deal with other people.
first, yeah, exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
people skills, communication skills, any of those, right, is what we definitely need. And Jay, you're right. College is not for everybody. I look at Mike and I have a bachelor's degree. Mike doesn't have a degree. He didn't even, I mean, he went to a couple college classes, and both of us have done very well for ourselves in different
Well,
capacities, right?
at the end of the day, unless it is a profession like law or medicine where the knowledge has to take place on that specific of an area. When you're hired, your employee, if it is that you just go for a job, okay, when you're hired, that employer is going to train you the way they want you to do their work for them. And you can take all the classes in the world, and yes, it can help you and be smart, but at the end of the day, you're still the dime a dozen. You're plug and play to that employer. That's what it boils down to. So make yourself relevant, folks. Guys, it's obvious we're not licensed therapists. It's obvious that we love to go down rabbit holes and pull everybody in with us as we go. Roots get in our way, but we tend to work around them nonetheless. We hope you enjoy what we do. We are licensed life insurance agents, as Earl said earlier. We listen to that calm within calm. We listen to Jay Shetty on a morning basis to help provide our learning for the day.
And folks, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this. And we hope that this is very informational. Take what resonates and just kind of meditate on that. Leave the rest behind. And I hope you enjoy what you hear and have a great day out there.
Peace.
This
Peace.